Good morning, everyone. So happy to be here with you this morning. And welcome to our Mind the Moment's Tuesday morning gathering brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to discuss as a community how we can incorporate these practices into our daily lives. I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here with Christine O'Shaughnessy. She is a mindfulness instructor, also an executive coach, mindfulness coach, as well as longtime meditator. So happy to see you here this morning, Christine.
Thank you, Suzanne. I always love being here.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you. So for folks that have just joined us for the first time, welcome. Just to let you know, today Christine and our instructors typically start us off with a question to get us chatting. And then she'll share some thoughts with us and start a meditation, which will be about 12 minutes long. If you have any general questions now, you could go down to the chat box at the bottom of your screen, open that up. Excuse me. And then you can click if you'd like, click the blue drop-down menu and click on everyone, and then you can see the comments as they come in. So you can go ahead and do that now. And so we'll start. What's the question for our group this morning, Christine?
Okay, it is, how are you feeling right now in your body, heart, and mind? So how are you feeling right now in this moment in your body, heart, and mind? So really taking that inner lens approach to what's going on internally.
So I'll share quickly that Christine and I had a little conversation before we started, and as we hold the Ukrainian community in our hearts this morning, I am half Ukrainian. My father's side of the family is Ukrainian, and this weekend I just decided to visit some cultural areas that are connected to the Ukrainian community that I normally would not have done. And my heart is very open at this point, just because there's some concern and sadness and also hopeful feelings. So that's where I am this morning. Thanks, Christine. And how about you, Christine?
Yeah, I am hopeful. Lots of things happening in the world, but I still hold hope in my heart. Hope in my heart.
That's good to hear. I think that keeps us going, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Yes.
So we've got some comments from the group. Curious, receptive, doing okay, feeling empty, someone has mentioned. And someone else ready to start the day. So we are accepting of all of our whatever is here today, and just the community here is holding our space for one another. So thank you for sharing. A bit unsettled, body invigorated after a walk. Heart hurts for the Ukrainian people. Mind hopeful for a quick end to war. Wearily optimistic.
Yeah.
That's wow, that says a lot, right? In those two words, right? Thank you, Javier. Thank you, everyone, for opening up to that. It's when we share that, it just gives us another feeling of processing, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Scattered, coming out of isolation and trying to release the burden.
Yeah. Yes.
Continuous, trying to be better. Thank you all. Why don't we go ahead and go into practice?
Okay.
Anything else that you want to share, Christine?
Yes, so I wanted to start with a quote, and just in the vein, the practice I picked for today is really just honoring that many of our hearts may feel heavy for what's going on in Ukraine. And so, how do we help? And we can help through our practice and the compassion that we generate for all beings everywhere. So that's really my focus for today. So I wanted to start with a quote by Helen Keller, which is, although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of the overcoming of it. And I think that's where I land in my word hopeful. I have hope. So although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of the overcoming of it. Helen Keller. So today, I see some more comments coming in the chat, and just seeing that last one, uneasy. So this compassion practice really helps with some of that uneasiness, that unsettled heart. And when we can really do practices that open and awaken our heart, it's at the heart of compassion that we see this invitation to turn towards suffering instead of away from it. But in a way that, we process it, we can honor it, and feel like we're contributing in some way. So for some of you, this might be a new practice. I'm going to invite you to use phrases that you can silently repeat in your mind. And the way that I guide, is using the breath. But if the breath and the words don't coincide with your own personal rhythm, just go with what works for you. And we're going to just start with a practice of sitting, opening and awakening the heart, and then going into the phrases. And I'm going to invite you to imagine that you're radiating it out in different directions, from the front of the heart to the right, to the back of your body, to the left. And then, like a sphere, just radiating compassion out, right, to benefit all human beings everywhere. May their suffering be reduced, released. May we have the end of suffering. And so for some people, there's almost an imagery to this. So kind of go with whatever comes to your mind and what feels most supportive for you today in the way that you practice this. And if it feels a little bit out there, sometimes when we're starting these compassion practices, the words feel mechanical in nature. We don't feel like we're really connected to them from our heart. It's really the intention to open and awaken our heart that matters most. So if we just hold that intention that we're going to rest in compassion today, that in itself is beneficial. And you may notice sensations as you practice, be open and aware to that. I know when I practice this way, sometimes I feel heat as I radiate that compassion, and different sensations as I kind of activate this. So you may notice that too. Just be aware of it. It's all part of our practice. So we're just opening to whatever's here today in our heart, body, and mind.
That's great. Thank you for that initial introduction. I think that will really help folks to find a good place for it in their own minds.
Great. Okay, so let's begin. So getting comfortable as you are. And you're welcome to stand if you'd like. If you feel some agitation or restlessness, sometimes standing is really supportive and beneficial to your practice. And you can still radiate this out as you're standing. Don't have to be sitting. All right, so getting comfortable in your seat or standing, begin to just feel your feet connecting to the floor, feeling your whole body. And taking a few deep breaths in, breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Eyes can be opened or closed, whatever feels supportive for you today. If you're keeping your eyes open, I suggest having your gaze downward and soft, or staring at a spot in front of you, so you're not staring at the screen. Taking another deep breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, just gently letting the breath release from the mouth, elongating your exhale. Taking another deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to allow your arms and legs to feel heavy and weighted. Feeling a sense of the body Noticing the temperature of the body. Noticing the space around your body. Taking a few more deep, full, nourishing breaths, increasing the inhale and lengthening the exhale. Releasing, relaxing, and letting go. And setting an intention for today's practice to awaken this boundless quality of heart compassion. Just holding that intention in your mind's eye. And begin to allow your attention to rest on the natural rhythm of your breath. Beginning to just feel your breath coming in and out. You may imagine warmth and energy moving into the heart, into the chest as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, widening and softening the heart and the chest. Breathing in, expanding the heart, the chest, filling it with breath. Exhaling, softening. And as you breathe into the heart and chest, just notice any sensations here. Maybe you feel a sense of heaviness or pressure, emptiness. Notice what you're holding in your heart and in your body and in your mind. Breathing in and breathing out. And then begin to just imagine something that warms your heart as an opening for this practice. You may imagine a sunrise, a sunset, a mountain that you love, image of a pet or somebody that you care deeply about. Begin to just awaken this heart quality, this open-heartedness, as you breathe in and out. And then beginning, as you rest in the heart, to allow these phrases to enter your heart. You can silently repeat the phrases after me. Breathing in. May I have a heart filled with compassion. May I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. And by the intent to harm, we mean even our own inner narrative, the stories we tell ourselves, the inner critic, beliefs. Breathing in and out. May I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. And then radiating that out from the front of your heart, may all beings everywhere be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. And breathing out, may all beings everywhere be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. And we're radiating that out from the front of the heart, even if it's just an inch, or we may find we have the capacity to send that intention into the room, beyond the confines of the wall, going with what feels natural. Breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Breathing out, may all beings everywhere be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Sending this intention far and wide. And then moving to the right quadrant of our heart. Breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Breathing out, may all those to my right be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Imagining you're radiating that out to the right, far and wide, across all borders, all boundaries. Breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Breathing out, may all beings everywhere be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. There is so much harm happening in the world right now. May all beings be free from that. Breathing in, may I have a heart imbued with compassion, exalted, immeasurable, beyond hostility and beyond ill will. And breathing out, may all beings to the right have a heart imbued with compassion, exalted, immeasurable, beyond hostility and beyond ill will. And then moving to the back of the body, breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. And breathing out, may all those behind me be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Radiating that out from the back of your body far and wide. And if the breath and the words don't coincide, just go with what feels natural for you. The intention is to awaken this quality of heart, compassion. May I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. May all those behind me, far and wide, be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Just feeling that radiating outward and then moving to the left. Breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Breathing out, may all those to my left be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Radiating that out to the room you're in, filling this space, and then extending it beyond the confines of the walls out into the world. May I be free from fear and harm and an intent to harm. May all beings be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. May they have hearts filled with compassion. Breathing in and out. And as above, so below. Now imagining you're just sending these heartfelt statements up above. Breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. And breathing out, may all those above be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. So we may imagine this as all creatures in the sky, birds, butterflies, all those flying above in planes, those known and unknown, seen and unseen. Breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Breathing out, may all beings be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. May all beings have a heart filled with compassion, free from hostility, free from ill will. Just imagine you're sending that up and out into the world. And then sending it down into the earth, breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. And breathing out, may all those below be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. You may imagine you're radiating this out from the soles of your feet. May the earth be free from fear and harm. May all animals and creatures in the earth and the ocean, may they all be free from fear and harm. Resting here, just radiating this out as you breathe in and out. When we practice in this way, we are guarding our heart and we're cultivating the wisdom faculty. Breathing in and out. And now imagining like a sphere, we're going to radiate this out in all directions. So from the center of your heart, breathing in, may I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Breathing out, may all beings everywhere in all directions be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. Radiating this out from the north to the south, to the east, to the west, above and below and all around. Sending this quality of heart out into the world. May I be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. And may all beings everywhere be free from fear and harm and the intent to harm. And just resting in this open, awakened heart. Either silently repeating the phrases to yourself or just sitting with that opened heart, radiating compassion outward. Breathing in and out. Noticing sensations, noticing sounds, and then setting the intention to carry this quality of compassion, this awakened heart with you throughout the day and the week ahead. And now gently allowing yourself to come back to the sound of bells, tracking them all the way to the end. Ready, gently opening your eyes, coming back into this space, and notice how you feel. Notice what's happening. And as you come back, I'm going to just share another quote by Christina Feldman, and this is from the book Boundless Heart. And what she says is, compassion is not a state or an emotion, but an understanding. It is an understanding rooted in the classroom of our lives and hearts, and in a genuine and honest investigation of our relationship to pain and to suffering. This is the core, liberating insight in the cultivation of compassion. It is an invitation to go beyond the confines of our self story, marked by our personal preoccupations, anxieties, and sorrows, and to see the story of ourselves in all stories and all lives. Thank you, everyone, for participating today. I'm sorry I ran over. Such a heartfelt practice, though, when we get into it. I wanted to give you the opportunity to feel it. So I'm curious, how was that for everybody? I know when I practice, I always feel heat, like rising up and coming out as I awaken that quality of heart. Maybe others experience that too.
Yeah, I feel when we share these qualities out to the world, it helps our hearts so much. Just, when we focus on others, many times it comes back to us in tenfold, So I feel like that. I really thought it was a wonderful practice. So thank you for being with us this morning, Christine.
You're welcome. And
Amazing.
great. This is a great thing to just bring those phrases to mind as you go through your day. When you ever, any moment that you just notice a sense of unsettling or anxiety coming up in your mind, heart, or body, just bring in the phrases, even just for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So you keep aligning your heart to compassion all day long.
Yeah. I mean, if we could get the whole world, or even, a good part of the world doing this, think of the impact that could have. So thank you so much again. And thank you for everyone to sharing your experience here. Yeah, next level calm today. That really does. That describes it. So
Yeah.
thank you for everyone being here. I also want to share the link for tomorrow for our Wednesday practice. If anyone is interested in joining, I'll send that in the chat here, and you can just click on the link and copy and paste it into your calendar, or just leave it on your computer for tomorrow. So thank you again for everyone, for Christine being with us, and we'll see you tomorrow or the next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone.